Massive twists at Ibrox. Steven Gerrard slams the brakes on a shock return. A Rangers star could walk for free with Lampard and Solskjaer ready to pounce. The 49ers eye a £5 million speedster, and Danilo's future hangs by a thread. Want to see these and more Rangers news? Stay until the end. We are the people. Well, then it looks like the door to Steven Gerrard's return to Ibrox isn't just closed. It's been bolted shut, padlocked, and thrown into the Clyde. Despite all the noise about him making a glorious return to Glasgow this summer, the man who brought you the invincible 2020-21 title has come out and said plain as day, "I don't want to be back in work, mate." The Gerrard who walked away from Al Ettifaq after a rather miserable spell where he won only 39% of his matches has been heavily linked with a comeback to Rangers ever since Philippe Clement got the sack. But on the That Peter Crouch podcast, he made it crystal clear that the dugout life can wait. He's enjoying the stress-free days, spending time with the family, having a few pints, playing a bit of golf, basically doing all the things you don't get to do when you're on the touchline shouting at defenders and trying to make sense of a midfield that can't string three passes together. And you know what? Fair play to him. Football management these days is a circus, especially if you've got the Celtic-obsessed media breathing down your neck anytime you so much as blink. Gerrard's been there, done that, and lifted the 55th title to prove it. But here's the thing that raises an eyebrow. Even though he's saying he's not ready, he's still among the bookies' favorites to take over at Ibrox this summer. That says a lot. Either someone knows something, or they're banking on a last-minute change of heart when the Ibrox call comes through. Because let's be honest, no true Rangers man ever really says no to Ibrox. In the meantime, Barry Ferguson's quietly putting together a case of his own, took 4 wins from 6, knocked out that mob from the East End, and marched Rangers into the Europa League quarter-finals. The lad's got fire in his belly and the bloodline for the job, but will the board trust him long-term? And then there's Russell Martin floating about, a former Rangers defender, but his stint down south hasn't exactly set the heather alight. He says he fancies another go at the English Premier League. Well, good luck to him. Now here's the real kicker, and here's where I want you to come in. If Gerrard's not interested and Ferguson's still proving himself, would you seriously accept someone like Jose Mourinho, Jose, or even Marco Rose stepping into the Ibrox hot seat over a man like Barry Ferguson who bleeds blue? Or better yet, should Gerrard's "I just want to play golf and have a pint" attitude disqualify him completely from ever managing? Rangers again? Here we go again. Another Rangers contract saga unfolding, and this time it's Tom Lawrence walking the tightrope between staying at Ibrox or swanning off for nothing. Now, let's be clear, the boy's got ability, a cultured left peg, an eye for goal, and when he's fit, he adds a touch of guile to our midfield that's often missing. His stunning equalizer against Dundee reminded you what he's capable of, but therein lies the problem. It's when he's fit. That's been the sticking point from day one. Signed on a free in 2022, we fought off Premier League interest to get him, only for a serious knee injury to chop the legs from what looked like a belter of a signing. He's made just 8 starts this season. Now, as he finally strings together a few appearances, his contract's winding down, and according to the Daily Mail, Rangers have no option for an extra year. None, zilch, nada. That means, unless something dramatic changes, Lawrence becomes a free agent in June. No fee, no deal, no return. Just another player we lose for nothing, and who's sniffing around. Wrexham of all places, the Ryan Reynolds lot. Coventry City with Frank Lampard at the helm. Besiktas with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer plus West Brom, Burnley, Borough, Blackburn, and a couple of Greek sides. You could nearly throw a dart at a map and hit a club that wants him. Now listen, the board's cutting the wage bill £6 million trimmed already, and there's a new era looming with the San Francisco 49ers set to become majority owners. But even with fresh investment on the horizon, are we really in a position to let experienced internationals walk out the front door for free again? Let's not sugarcoat it. This is a massive blunder in squad planning, and this isn't the first time we've done it. Philippe Clement even took a veiled dig at Ross Wilson over the state of the contracts. Lawrence could have fetched £2 or £3 million on a bad day had we acted earlier. Now we'll get nothing but a polite goodbye and a highlights reel on Twitter. Yes, he's 31. Yes, he's had injuries, but when he's on it, he's a game changer, a proper match winner. He even held his nerve in the penalty shootout against Fenerbahce. But now he's closer to the Wrexham racecourse ground than another night under the lights at Ibrox. And here's the £1 million question for you. If Tom Lawrence does leave for free in the summer after everything, should the blame fall on the player, the club's leadership, or is this just another symptom of the chronic mismanagement Rangers have been plagued with for years? The 49ers haven't even got their feet under the Ibrox boardroom table yet, and already there's talk of a quick £5 million splash on a new striker, and not just any striker. We're talking about Dor Turgeman, the Maccabi Tel Aviv wonder kid who's been banging in goals for fun this season. 17 goals across all comps, pace to burn, and the kind of raw ability that gets scouts across Europe scribbling notes. Now, before you start picturing him wheeling away in front of the Copland stand, there's a catch. Turgeman isn't exactly dreaming of Ibrox as his final destination. He's made it pretty clear. He sees Rangers as a stepping stone to the Premier League, a launch pad, a platform. But let's not kid ourselves. This is the model Niels Koppen and the club are moving towards. Sign them young, develop them, and sell them on for big profit. That's the playbook. And Koppen's even said it's straight. 80% of the players coming through the door should be doing so with ambition to eventually leave. That's how you attract top talent these days. It's just the modern game, like it or lump it. The 49ers seem fully on board. They've got the cash, they've got the vision, and if this deal gets done, it'll be a real statement of intent. A signing that screams, we're here to win and we're here to build. And make no mistake, Turgeman could light up the Scottish Premiership. He's got that explosive edge we've been crying out for. Quick, agile, direct. He could be exactly what you need to rip through those low blocks we see every other week. But here's where the debate starts. If a player's coming to Rangers just to use the badge as a means to an end, is that acceptable in this new era? Or should Rangers only be signing players who want to wear the shirt with pride, not just treat it like a ticket to England? Well, here we are again. Another Brazilian forward, another Ibrox conundrum. Danilo, the £6 million man signed with a wave of hype in 2023, now looks more likely to be shown the exit than to lead the line next season. Let's be honest, you were sold a dream. A flashy highlight reel from Feyenoord, a golden smile, and the promise of goals galore. What did you get instead? 41 appearances, 12 goals, and a permanent space in the treatment room. Meanwhile, Cyril Dessers, who gets pelters nearly every match, has quietly notched 45 goals in 100 games. Sure, he fluffs his lines now and then, but at least he's on the pitch to miss them. Danilo's barely been seen long enough to build up any sort of rhythm, never mind justify a price tag that should have delivered a title-challenging talisman, and yet the media barely lays a glove on him. The Daily Record even called him a £6 million flop this week, but somehow gave him less stick than Dessers. It's baffling. If your name ends in Inho, do you get a free pass? Now, with a new manager set to come in and the 49ers ready to shake up the transfer strategy, the writing might be on the wall. Rangers could try and claw back £3 to £4 million in the summer, but even that feels optimistic. Injuries, inconsistency, and a glaring lack of cutting edge don't exactly scream get your checkbook out. So, unless Danilo suddenly turns into prime Jardel over the next 2 months, it could be curtains. And here's the controversial question I want you to answer. Should Rangers cut their losses and bin Danilo now, even if it means taking a multi-million-pound hit? Or does he deserve one last chance to prove he's not just another YouTube striker? If you haven't seen yesterday's video yet, you're missing out. Explosive news about Rangers that'll leave every fan stunned. Go check it out now.